I'm going to explain you about enantiomers. What are enantiomers? These enantiomers are the stereoisomers which are the mirror images of one another. Any stereoisomers which are exact mirror images of one another, we can call them as enantiomers. So it will be clear if we have a look at some examples. Consider this D glucose and L glucose. They are the mirror images and so we can call them as enantiomers. So I will explain it further. See, have a look at the second, third, fourth, and fifth carbon atoms in the D glucose and in the L glucose. The configuration of H and OH are exactly opposite. I mean exactly, they are like mirror images, and that's why we call them this pair of D glucose and L glucose as enantiomers. The same is the case with the fructose also. In the fructose, because D fructose is a mirror image of L fructose, both of these are enantiomers. So D fructose is an enantiomer of the L fructose. We will have some other examples. Okay, I have written some more examples. So just consider the structure of the erythrose. So if we consider any sugars, okay, here I have taken the example of some aldotetrose. Here I have taken the example of some aldotetroses. So look here, this is the structure of the erythrose. This is D erythrose and this is L erythrose, and this D and L erythroses are enantiomers. Similarly, this D triose is a mirror image of L triose and both these are enantiomers. So let us consider some pentoses. Okay, in the pentoses, consider a pair of the D and L ribose molecules, riboses. So this D ribose is an enantiomer of the L ribose. See, they are the mirror images. Similarly, the D arabinose is a mirror image of L arabinose. Students, from all these examples, it might be clear to you that in any given sugar, in any given set of the sugars, the D isomer of the D isomer of any sugar always will be an enantiomer of its corresponding L isomer. I mean, if D glucose, if we have taken an example of D glucose, L glucose is an enantiomer. If we have taken D fructose, L fructose is its enantiomer. So similarly, if we have taken any D isomer, its corresponding L isomer is always will be its enantiomer. So therefore, that's why in order to make it clear, to make it to make it some general statement, I have taken all these examples. Then it might be clear for you that any D isomer is exactly its enantiomer of its L isomer. So now let us know about diastereomers. So what are diastereomers? Okay, diastereomers, in contrast to enantiomers, they are not the mirror images. These diastereomers, have a look at this definition. Diastereomers are basically stereoisomers, but they are not the mirror images of one another. So it's still easy. So if we consider some of the following examples, okay, if we consider any sugar means if we consider some aldohexose. Okay, if we have taken an example of aldohexose, all the D isomers of this aldohexoses are diastereomers. Similarly, if we have taken an example of aldotetrose, see, this is a 4 carbon sugar erythrose. If we have considered this aldotetrose as an example, it's another D isomer in the series will be its diastereomer. So D erythrose is a diastereomer of the D triose. So similarly, if we have taken any sugar, here I have taken some pentose. If we have considered this is the ribose, D-ribose is a diastereomer of the D-arabinose. So I am generalizing this one. If we have taken any sugar molecule in a particular series means whether it may be an aldose or ketose, if we have taken 6 carbon aldose, if we have taken aldohexoses, all the D-aldohexoses are diastereomers. Similarly, if we have taken 6 carbon aldohexoses, all the L isomers are diastereomers. In the same manner, if we have taken 4 carbon aldoses, all the D aldotetroses are diastereomers. Similarly, all the L aldotetroses are diastereomers. Similarly, the same is the case with the all the D aldopentoses are diastereomers. Okay, that's all about the diastereomers. So now let us know about epimers. What are epimers? Okay, what are epimers? These epimers are again, they are the pair of the sugars. Athva any epimers are nothing but the usually what are epimers? Means epimers are the pair of stereoisomers, okay, which are exactly identical in their configuration except at the single carbon atom. I mean, if we consider any two stereoisomers, they have the structure identical except at the single carbon atom, we can call them as epimers. I am repeating the definition. The pair of stereoisomers which have exactly similar structure except with respect to except at a single carbon atom, we call them as epimers. Again, it will be clear if you have a look at this example. So just consider the example of the glucose. Okay, so just consider this glucose molecule. Okay, and consider mannose molecule. Have a look at the structure. Okay, except at the second carbon atom here, except at the second carbon atom. Okay, just don't consider the second carbon atom in the mannose, but look at the structure of other 3 carbon atoms. Compare the structure of other 3 carbon atoms in the glucose and mannose. They are exactly identical. And all the structure is exactly identical except at the second carbon atom, and that's why we call these two, this pair, I mean glucose and mannose, are epimers to one another. Similarly, consider the structure of another sugar, galactose. So in this galactose molecule, just compare the structure of the glucose and galactose. If I have written the structure of glucose here, okay, if I write the structure of glucose, so just consider the structure of glucose. Just consider the structure of the glucose and galactose at the 4th carbon atom. Okay, so just compare the structure of the glucose and galactose. Here it is identical. Here these two, the configuration of these two carbons are identical. These two are identical. But at this 4th carbon atom, their configuration, their structure is different. That's why we can say that galactose is an epimer of the glucose. So I'm repeating the definition. Epimers are nothing but the pair of sugars. They are identical in all the respect except at the configuration of the single carbon atom. Examples for these epimers are glucose and mannose are the epimers. Glucose and galactose are the epimers. We can say another name. For example, mannose can also be called as C2 epimer of the glucose. Similarly, the galactose is also called as C4 epimer of the glucose. So that's all about the epimers.